Welcome back. It certainly feels like winter outside again today. Cold Arctic air has poured in, and that's ingredient number one that you need for a big snowstorm. We do have our winter storm watch up now for tomorrow afternoon. It starts at noontime and then runs all the way through Saturday late morning. A coastal flood watch is in effect for the high tide, especially coming up Saturday morning. It's astronomically high. We're going to see a storm surge, and waves out here will be running 25 to 30 feet. And there's a hurricane wind watch on the open waters as well. This is how powerful nor'easters can be. Winds likely will gust to hurricane force on the waters, gust to 40 to 50 miles per hour on the land. Blizzard watches down south. We may see blizzard watches or warnings extended up the coast of Maine as we go through time. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. 21 in Portland and Sanford, 16 Lewiston, 13 in Augusta. So it's a nice afternoon. We have a light breeze. It certainly is a cold one, that's for sure. I think we add a few more degrees onto your thermometer. We'll stay in the teens inland. Low 20s here at the coast. So this is below normal. We should be in the lower 30s this time of year. So the cold Arctic air is winning out, and that plays a part in our forecast. So let's take a peek at our headlines. The light snow comes in tomorrow morning. I think you start to see the first flakes between 5 and 7 a.m. Light snow initially. After lunch, the snow starts to pick up. Heavy snow tomorrow night, and then winds at that point tomorrow night gust to 40, even 50 miles per hour here at the coast. Now, as we look at the impacts of the storm, during the heaviest part, which will be tomorrow night, 1 to 3 inches of snow per hour, and it's going to be a light, fluffy snow, which means a tremendous amount of blowing and drifting. Could see some huge snow drifts out of this, and it's going to be cold too, below zero wind chills. So when you head out to try to do some shoveling, it is going to be very cold, and there's those coastal flooding concerns that I mentioned. Here's our storm. It's two pieces right now, still very clear to see. Piece number one moving through the Chicago Midwest area. Piece number two is, look at all this moisture in the south here. This one is going to provide all the juice here. All kinds of moisture streaming out of the Gulf of Mexico. These two will combine tomorrow on the East Coast, and all of our computer models that we use for guidance are all in agreement with that. We have to wait until tomorrow, though, to actually see the nor'easter forming on the coast. We can walk through Storm Tracker here. We see these two pieces coming together. Here comes the light snow tomorrow morning. Now, again, after you eat your lunch by around 12, 1 o'clock, it starts to pick up in intensity at that point. Watch as the energy from this storm is transferred all to our coastal storm. That's our developing nor'easter. The pressures will be falling very quickly. We could even see some thunder snow out of this one. And look how close these lines of equal pressure are. These are the isobars. Winds will be very strong here because the closer these lines are together, the faster the winds move between them. Northeast winds, 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. And look how slow that thing moved. This is 12 o'clock Saturday. It only moved a small amount, and that means a long event here. We start snowing tomorrow morning. We don't stop until Saturday early afternoon. So here come the clouds for this afternoon. I think they'll be high, thin clouds. You still will see a nice sunset, I think. Clouds come in tonight. Here's the light snow tomorrow morning. So again, it's fairly light during the day, but after lunch it starts to pick up a little bit. I think 3 to 6 inches by the time the sun goes down. And then here comes the real heavy snow bands tomorrow night and into Saturday morning. Could see some blizzard conditions at times. It'll be almost impossible to travel at that point. And here's why. This is the snowfall amounts. This really hasn't changed much. I have changed the northern tier of the snow just a tad, but we're still looking at a good 1 to 2 feet, with the jackpot being southern York County and southern portions of New Hampshire. You know, we still have to track this one out, though. As I mentioned, the storm will form tomorrow, so if it jogs 50 miles to the west, we could see more snow. If it decides to go 50 miles east, perhaps a few inches less. But either way, it is a big storm. Certainly a lot to track with this. It's an extremely complex forecast. I can't stress that enough. So just stay tuned to the forecast. Another storm, John, Monday, if one is not enough.
Wow.
So busy.
Yeah, growing up in Maine, this is the kind of Maine winter I remember.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's been a long time since we've seen a storm system like this, and everything's on track for a big storm now. We just have to wait for it to get here.
All right, Craig, and count on us to keep you covered on that one.
That's right.